Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I am Chessa Bouche. It has been a busy week here in the boot. We've got the NFL draft, spring ball, all the things.
All the football.
Yes.
We've got a lot of football to talk about. Speaking of, maybe a little bit of basketball action mixed in, but first, of course, we mix in our what we learned, our hot takes from the week. What'd you learn from this week?
So this isn't like a new thing that I learned, but I want to talk about it. So this is what I learned this week. I've known that Angel Reese is an absolute savage on and off the court. There's a reason why she's a walking double-double. She's not one to shy away from anything. We saw that during her time here in Baton Rouge. Her troll game on social media is top tier. I enjoy a good trolling, as you know, Brian Holland. Now, her ex-boyfriend, who plays for Detroit, he got dunked on by her current boyfriend, Wendell Carter Jr. So what did she do? Well, the Bayou Barbie, that is, retweeted the dunk a few times. Well, 3 times to be exact. I wish I could show you the dunk. Then she retweeted the final score. Orlando won it 112-101 over Detroit. So I'm here for the drama. It is a flex for Angel Reese because when you're living your best life and your new boo is dunking on your ex and getting a dub in the process, I mean, that's a big-time flex.
The other thing, they didn't just get the dub. It was a game 1, and it was a win over the top seed in the East. So it's a huge upset as far as NBA standards. Now,
I'll take it.
I expect Detroit to wake up and stop sleepwalking, but they did it at the Palace, the old Palace of Auburn Hills up there in Michigan. What I learned is, of course, it is draft weekend. I learned actually a couple things. One, though, the main thing, LSU only having 1 player picked in the first round. Criminal. Monster Delane is rated by ESPN as the 8th best prospect in the NFL draft. Do you know where the next ranked LSU prospect is slotted? 56th.
Oh my.
And it's not that man, he's a bad man, but he's not even 56th in the rankings. And guess what's maybe even worse? Both of those top 2 prospects, 8 and 56, carrying the big LSU Tiger name there to the draft, they're both transfers. They only spent 1 year on campus. So imagine that you didn't hit on high-end transfer portal guys. Imagine a life without Monster Delane and A.J. Halsey this past year.
Oof.
You wouldn't have won Clemson. You wouldn't have won maybe a couple more. Your homegrown, self-developed talent actually never developed. Programs with more prospects than LSU in the top 50, Tennessee, Clemson, a team you beat, Texas A&M, man.
Gross.
Texas Tech?
I don't believe it.
Utah? Believe it. I understand the transfer portal can raid a lot of your depth along the way, but so can you, and you did. I understand that injuries derailed a top 10 prospect career like Garrett Nussmeier's. So how did these other schools do it? Well, there's a new way to win. Elite evaluation. That's the payoff. That's the reason why you spent so much money, and now, of course, you're the joke for the moment when you had to change regimes. Now, though, it is time to go out and prove why you spent all that money. All right, with a brand new head coach and, of course, staff, speaking of, comes a brand new roster and quarterback room. They've seemingly, by the way, those quarterbacks have found some of their footing under Lane Kiffin's system, playing better this past weekend, especially in the red zone and goal line opportunities. And that's actually bled into the rest of the team, elevating their performance on the field as well.
I think in general, just the understanding of our expectations, how to practice, how to work, how to prepare, that's come a long ways, and I'm really pleased with that in general of the players. In my opinion, you never know this time of year, okay, do we have enough elite players to make a really deep run? But I do know this, we have really good culture kids that chose to come here have really bought in. The ones that stayed have really bought into the changes. So that's been really good because that's not always easy. So that part's been really good.
It's a tough week for LSU baseball fans after just 1 day. Jay Johnson confirming that starting pitcher Cooper Moore will miss the remainder of the season. Well, you can add another starter to that list. Junior right fielder Jake Brown will now miss the rest of the season due to a broken bone in his hand. The hamate bone, famously the same injury as Warren Morris before he came back for his heroics in the College World Series title game in 1996. Brown had surgery this week, and that will most likely end his collegiate career here in Baton Rouge.
All right, just getting it started right here in your Louisiana Geaux Nation. Coming up, a former LSU wideout grew up dreaming of playing for the Houdat. Could that dream come true in the coming days?
But first, we'll head out to the Ponderosa as the Tigers put a bow on spring practice. That's next right here in your Louisiana Geaux Nation. Welcome back in your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I am Chessa Bouche. The Lane Train, the first official spring, is now already in the books.
Yeah, it kind of went a little bit fast.
It did. I feel like he just got hired like 2 days ago, and now...
It still feels like he's feeling us out. We're still feeling him out as well. Great access this spring, kind of getting to know him, and LSU football starting to improve as well throughout those practices, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Boy, it started really low there for the offense.
Rough.
And you got to build that chemistry. It's so vital to the passing game now. A little more than, remember, we're just 3 months away from fall camp and fall practices for the LSU Tigers.
Quarterbacks really had a good week, improvement. And then again today, with the lack of turnovers interception-wise. 2 Saturdays ago was not very good, as we know. The whole goal is to come up here to show them, to teach them, and for improvement in it. Those guys played a lot better Saturday, and they practiced better today and that Thursday. That's been really good because it was concerning. That progression's really good. This probably was the way it would go as far as offense being behind, with the receiver and quarterback out, but also that being the new system being in place where defense had been here.
It's the sign of the times. LSU wasn't the only school to heavily rely on the transfer portal. It's virtually every football program these days, but there was some scrutiny with several Ole Miss players following their head coach Lane Kiffin to the Red Stick.
1,000%. This is definitely not a rebuild. We're coming in to, handle business right now. Some of the guys and the staff and all the players kind of know what it takes, and seen it before. So it's all been just great conversations. We laugh about the transition here all the time, just seeing it. Because honestly, we didn't talk about this until it actually happened, and we both ended up being here. Like, my decision wasn't me coming and try to get every guy. This decision was solely based on me. I didn't even talk to Prince Will until he finally got in the portal, because I didn't want to influence anybody in no way. This was about me, and he made the best decision for himself as well.
And, of course, now in Baton Rouge, Lane Kiffin and staff, known as great evaluators. Their evaluation of Baton Rouge, the Red Stick, it's just different. You may have heard that the last few weeks. He's only coming about, 4 or 5 hours away, though, from Ole Miss. That said, there seems to be vast differences in the state of Louisiana and LSU from the rest of what he's experienced in the Southeastern Conference.
It's like the deep South, nice and caring, with a little bit of edge too. And edge, I mean, you have passion of like wanting to win and how can we help win, and it's unique. The recruits feel that. Like in these Sunday meetings when I sit with them and they're on the couch and the parents and they talk about how much they enjoyed the town and the people at restaurants coming up to them and the diversity. I'm starting to get it.
There's definitely an edge here in Baton Rouge. Now more to come, including how did LSU gymnastics come up just short of a national title? We'll talk about it.
Plus, a very unique story about this year's NFL Draft, a comical one actually at that, from an LSU Tiger hoping to hear his name called by the old hometown team. We'll talk about it next, right after this.
Welcome back in your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I am Chessa Bouche. This year's NFL Draft taking place in Pittsburgh.
What?
In the PA.
I actually didn't know about this.
No idea?
I only set like 4 or 5 alarms. I just getting up
He's
for that.
a big draft fan. If you
No,
know.
not me. How about a good story about the draft?
Yep.
Former LSU wide receiver Xavier Thomas will learn where his new NFL home will be later this weekend. Kind of projected as like a day 3 guy around, round 6, round 7. I don't want to undersell him because I think he's much better than that. But he's a New Orleans area product, and he's got an 80-year-old grandfather who, oh, by the way, is a Saints super fan. He claims that his pop-pop, as he calls him, has Saints curtains, Saints chairs, and Saints
my.
memorabilia all throughout his living room. So if he hears Xavion's name called with one of those Saints picks, doesn't matter where, oh, Grandpa, he's going to, quote, jump through the TV.
It'll mean everything. Like growing up, watching legends, watching Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham, still watching AK to this day. So Pierre Thomas, Marcus Colston, I could go on and on. But growing up watching those guys every Sunday with my papa, watching black and gold run out there on the field, and me getting that opportunity would mean the world to me.
You love to see that. Now, 13 days after the transfer portal window opened, Will Wade finally picked up his first commit, landing former Kentucky forward Mohamed Diabate. He is the 55th rated transfer according to On3. He started 10 games last year for the Wildcats, averaging 9 points and almost 6 rebounds a ball game.
I wasn't concerned at all. I had complete faith in
I don't
General
believe
Wade
you.
and nailing down a bunch of commitments.
Yeah. All right, now we get to an ending that almost everyone else in the country would have signed up for. LSU Gymnastics ends their season just a few errors short of a national championship, second in the country.
Like, I know what LSU fans are going to say. I can understand LSU fans looking at yet another runner-up finish in nationals and almost kind of roll their eyes, shake their head. Like, because LSU has notoriously just been the bridesmaid, not the bride. Mm-hmm. But I'm just telling you right now, mark this tape right here. Hop on the bandwagon now, right now, because it's going to be very, very full very, very soon. Not to belittle any of the senior class. They've done a lot for this program. But your heavy hitters are all coming back. Connor McLean is a junior. Amari Drayton, a junior. Madison Ulrich, junior. Lexi Zeiss, sophomore. Kalia Lincoln, sophomore. Rising star Helia Bastari, freshman. Nina Ballou, contributor, freshman. And oh, by the way, just the best gymnast in all the country, Kaylin Chio, sophomore. So I'm just going to tell you, either you're on or you're off right now. Buckle up, because this program is about to go on a very fun ride, but it still didn't take away from the pain of coming up just short, at least this time around.
We're called the Fighting Tigers for a reason. We showed that Thursday. We showed that today. We put everything else that we could do out there and finish second in the nation. That's nothing shy to be proud about. You know, we're going to come back next year and get it done.
They said it about Lexi Zeiss. We can find a 10th all over the place. It takes 5 out of 6 on every event. It doesn't take 6 out of 6. And she's wearing it, and she shouldn't, but that's the kind of competitor she is. And we wouldn't even been in a spot to even think about winning if she hadn't done what she did on the first 2 events. She doesn't need to wear that any more than anybody else. We're disappointed, but we're not defeated, and there's a difference, and that's what these kids got to understand. They got a lot to be proud of. They fought their you-know-what's off to put themselves in a position to even be in the running, and they got there, and sometimes at the end, the stars got to line up. That's an 800-pound gorilla dynasty that we're trying to climb over, and we just going to keep knocking on the door.
Let them know, Jay Clark. Put it in my veins now.
Also, thank you for self-editing for the
yes,
the family program
that.
here.
Even though I get it, though. All right, we've got more to get to. We'll discuss who we're excited about this football season and which LSU Tiger will be a first-rounder this time next year. That's coming up.
You know that's going to happen. But up next, we haven't even talked about LSU baseball yet. Season's not done, guys. It might be changing how they play going forward. I'll explain that coming up next right here in your Louisiana Geaux Nation.
Welcome back in your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I'm Chessa Bouche. Jay Johnson told the media about how they needed to develop some of the underclassmen already on the roster.
I like that because it feels a little more homegrown. Some of that due to injury, some of that you just can't avoid, but it also means that they're probably going to play a different style of play to fit some of the skill sets of those freshmen and sophomores that are now in the lineup going forward.
I want to win. I'm tired of losing 4 games in a row feels like an eternity to me, or 3. It was 3 games in a row, and it feels like we hadn't won in a month. And so it's like, hey man, whatever we need on whatever day, and that was good. We did some good things on the bases, and it's how we're supposed to play. And it's kind of, if you hear some frustration in my voice, it's like we've messed up some of it, and we need to be better at it.
I just love him so much. He says exactly what's needed when it's needed. All right. Speaking of Southern, they needed a season turnaround. They got it.
Yep.
They've won 7 straight going into this weekend. Now, they had a rain out earlier this week, but still 7 straight wins. And boy, have they ever turned it around on the Bluff.
It's starting to come together. Like I said, we had a bunch of guys out with injuries or playing injured, playing different positions, and we're finally starting to get people back. And hopefully the best baseball is still in front of us. We talked about playing for a championship, so we got to take care of business these next 4 weekends to put ourselves in that situation. We need some other teams to do their part, but because we didn't do what we were supposed to do early, but you figure it out later to be ready for the tournament.
All right, don't go anywhere. It's almost that time for a little Who Ya Got. That's next right here in your Louisiana Geaux Nation.
Closing it all out right here in Louisiana Geaux Nation in light of the most beautiful weekend of the year, the NFL Draft. Which LSU player is going to break that trend and break out this season, boost that stock for next year?
Mine is simple. It is Des Green. He
big
is
fella.
An absolute mismatch nightmare, a cheat code. He's got incredible hands, and he is now in a Lane Kiffin offense.
Ooh.
He is about to have a monster season.
You know what I always tell you?
What?
Every single week.
What?
The tight end is always open. You took my answer. You're really going to take the tight end in this situation? Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll pick someone else.
Okay.
I think there's going to be several. Jordan Seaton.
Oof.
Big fella. #1 offensive tackle. Remember when LSU was synonymous for pushing people around and making you give in and things that I can't say here on this program? They had the big fellas out on the tackles, and I think Jordan Seaton is going to be a top 5 pick. All right, that's it. That's all for Sarah Paul Chesky, Brendan Fairbairn. She's Chessa Bouche. I'm Brian Holland. Until next time, this is the Geaux Nation.